Morning, everyone. It's Rodney Rissanen. Welcome to another episode of Rodney's Life Lessons. Today I'm going to talk more about Christ consciousness. I'm going to read more from the Yoga of Jesus, which is written by Parmahansa Yogananda, who also, you're probably familiar with, an autobiography of a yogi. And he also wrote a 2-book series called The Second Coming of Christ. He really describes well what Christ's consciousness is. And this is one of the ascended masters that also had Christ consciousness. So I'm going to read from the Yogi of Jesus. Christ consciousness, oneness with God's infinite intelligence and bliss pervading all creation. To understand the magnitude of a divine incarnation, it is necessary to understand the source and nature of the consciousness that is incarnated in the avatar. Jesus spoke of this consciousness when he proclaimed, "I and my Father are one," John 10:30, and "I am in the Father and the Father is in me," John 14:11. Those who unite their consciousness to God know both the transcendent and the immanent nature of spirit, the singularity of the ever-existing, ever-conscious, ever-new bliss of the uncreate absolute, and the myriad manifestations of his being as the infinitude of forms into which he variegates himself in the panorama of creation. There is a distinguishing difference of meaning between Jesus and Christ. His given name was Jesus. His honorific title was Christ. In his little human body called Jesus was born the vast Christ consciousness, the omniscient intelligence of God, omnipresent in every particle and every part of creation. The universe is not the result merely of a fortuitous combination of vibration forces and subatomic particles, as proposed by material scientists, a chance effervescence of solids, liquids, and gases into earth, oceans, atmospheres, plants, all harmoniously interrelated to provide a habitable home for human beings. Blind forces cannot organize themselves into intelligently structured objects. As human intelligence is needed to put water into the small square compartment of an ice tray to be frozen into cubes, so is the coalescence of vibration into progressively evolving forms throughout the universe. We see the results of a hidden immanent intelligence. What could be more miraculous than the evident presence in every speck of creation of a divine intelligence? How the mighty tree emerges from a tiny seed. How countless worlds roll in infinite space, held in purposeful cosmic dance by the precise adjustment of universal forces. How the marvelously complex human body is created from a single microscopic cell, is endowed with self-conscious intelligence, is sustained, healed, and enlivened by invisible power. In every atom of this astounding universe, God is ceaselessly working miracles, yet obtuse man takes them for granted. Christ is God's infinite intelligence that is present in all creation. The infinite Christ is the only begotten Son of God the Father, the only pure reflection of spirit in the created realm. The universal intelligence, the Katusha Chaitanya, or Krishna consciousness of the Hindu scriptures, was fully manifested in the incarnation of Jesus, Krishna, and other divine ones, and it can be manifested also in your consciousness. Just imagine if you were living in this one room all your life, having no contact with or knowledge of what is beyond these walls. You would say this is the whole of your world. But if someone were to take you into the world outside, you would realize how infinitesimal your world was. So it is with the perception of Christ consciousness. The scope of mortal consciousness, by comparison, is like observing only the area of a tiny mustard seed to the exclusion of the rest of the cosmos. Christ consciousness is omnipresence. The Lord spread over every pore of infinite space and permeated every atom. An ant's consciousness is limited to the sensation of its little body. An elephant's consciousness is extended throughout its massive frame, so that 10 people touching 10 different parts of its body would awaken simultaneous awareness. Christ consciousness extends to the boundaries of all vibratory regions. The entirety of vibratory creation is an externalization of spirit. Omnipresent spirit secretes itself in a vibratory manner, just as oil is hidden in the olive. When the olive is squeezed, tiny drops of oil appear on its surface. So spirit, as individual souls, by a process of evolution, gradually emerge from matter. Spirit expresses itself as beauty and magnetic and chemical power in minerals and gems, as beauty and life in plants, as beauty, life, power, motion, and consciousness in animals, as comprehension and expanding power in man, and again returns to omnipresence in the Superman. Each evolutionary phrase thus manifests a fuller measure of spirit. The animal is freed from the inertia of minerals and the fixity of plants to experience with locomotion and sentient consciousness a greater portion of God's creation. Man, by his self-consciousness, additionally comprehends the thoughts of his fellow beings and can project his sensory mind into star-studded space, at least by the power of imagination. The Superman expands his life, energy, and consciousness from his body into all space, actually feeling as his own self the presence of all universe in the vast cosmos, as well as every minute atom of the earth. In the Superman, the lost omnipresence of spirit, bound in the soul as individualized spirit, is regained. The consciousness of Jesus was transferred from the circumference of the body to the boundary of all finite creation in the vibratory region of manifestation. The sphere of space and time encompassing planetary universes, stars, the Milky Way, and our little solar system family, of which the Earth is a part, and on which the physical body of Jesus was but a speck. Jesus the man, a tiny particle on the earth, became Jesus the Christ, with his consciousness all-pervading in oneness with the Christ consciousness. So I'm going to end it there. I highly recommend that you look into Parmahansa Yogananda, one of the ascended masters who also had Christ consciousness. There was many. I know religious people don't want to hear that, but the fact is there was many. And his 2-book series, The Second Coming of Christ, is highly revered as the bridge between the East and West thinking. I highly recommend that you pick up that set. It helps to very clearly describe the Bible and the parables and the stories. I hope you enjoyed this, and I encourage you to look deeper into what it means to experience and live Christ consciousness. Love you all. Take care. Bye.